Hola, buenos días, buenas tardes, buenas noches. Me llamo Senor Anderson. I'm Mike Anderson, and I am your son or daughter's Spanish teacher. Welcome. This is my second one, and I reread my last email, and I thought I said I might send you a second one a lot sooner, so I do apologize for that. We have been so busy getting lots of things done. I think your child is doing pretty well, unless they haven't turned things in, and then that's something we need to talk about pretty quick. I've already reached out to a few of the ones we know are not doing well, but everybody else I know is on track and doing pretty well, and some are doing really well. So, muy bien, excelente, fantástico. I'm excited about that. This is really about the guideline sheet, but I want to give you an overview of what you might expect the classroom page to look like if you haven't already seen. There's a Google Classroom, and they have a to-do list that they can use over here. They have something that's called calendar, and all the assignments go on that calendar. And for each of the classes, they'll go down and click on the appropriate class. If, say, I'm going to fifth hour, but wait, before I do that, I also see what's due today and what's due on Monday coming up. And they need to get their guideline sheet signed by themselves, not by you. They have a separate email to do that, and you have a separate email now that I've given you so that you can see and be aware of the guidelines for the class. So that's going to be helpful. So if they click into the class itself, they'll see what the assignments are. And they're pretty much the same for my first year classes. And so today we had a Google Meet. And so that link was placed in here. They have a song that we just started as well. And so that's listed here. And we go down to the Google Meet again. And then these other assignments that were assigned and are supposed to be due today, they're right there. And the one for the class guidelines, and that is sitting here. And then we had one from the other day, and it's there. So they're all on the stream. But then if they click on classwork, the specific assignments are there. And they're listed in order and by topic. So I've tried to do both. So all the songs are there, all the voces, capítulo uno, are there, minus a few that get assigned in the actual voces itself, the feedback form, and then the class guidelines as well. And then the first several days and a few extra things. And they can also see the other people in the class by name. I don't think there are any pictures there. And so it's a pretty extensive situation that they can, pretty extensive thing that they can use. So it also has topics over here. And then if you click on one, you get all the things for that particular one. So there's the first one, when it was posted, how many have turned it in. And well, they don't see that. That's just my view. I get to see who turned them in and who hasn't. And so we're looking for, information like that. So all the topics, again, are listed there. And they can always go, again, like we said earlier, to the to-do list. And that was on the main classes page at the very top, to do. And this will list all the things that they're supposed to still do for every class. And they can divide it into Spanish class and the other classes to get familiar with, quick, I got to get that done. Or, I've got a few days. I can take my time and get that. So class guidelines for this are on this e-learning paper, and they'll change. I was hoping to get this out to you yesterday. And then, of course, we had the news that we were going back so quickly, which is what we had anticipated, I know. But I'll make a different one that's slightly different. Most of the same things will be there, but they'll need different things than they will when they are in the class itself. So this is an elective class for sure. Congratulations on them taking it and being pretty successful, and some of them very successful. And we're still working on a few to be successful in Spanish class. So we're acquiring the language. It's not just I give you a bunch of stuff and you memorize it and you do a test and then quiz kind of thing. It's really acquiring the language, kind of like what we did when we had our kids being little. They were learning that first or the second or that third language, and we're just talking. So there's a lot of conversation, and they were doing a lot of listening, right? So I have listening activities. I have speaking activities. They've done several already. They're not all on SIS just yet, but a lot of them are. And so they've had some successes. They've had some trials, and that's really practice activities. Then putting it into practice, that's going to be the assessment, quiz format, test format. And we haven't really done those. So we don't have a lot of points. And when we do, then you'll see those bigger points on there. And that's really what's going to make up the grade. And just some basic things that are on here, self-motivation and discipline, things that I think they can do. I have a real high standard for all of them, for you, for me as well. So we're all in this together. And my boleto, my extra credit coupon system, the different learning applications. Maybe it's easier if my head's not here. and you're just looking at this as I scroll down, the assignments themselves, how they work, late credit. Unfortunately, a few of them have been hit with that, and no credit after the next school day. Okay, unless there's some extenuating circumstance. Culture credit opportunity, we hope to start this second triad. Grading right there, absences, makeup, tutoring available, right? And whether they can get involved in some other activities, clubs, organizations, and that kind of thing. And then at the bottom is the paper that some of you have seen, and some of you either signed or your kid signed that for you. And they just needed to sign right here where this is, and over here where this is. They'll put the class hour. So I'll send you this whole document and ask that you read through it. Understand, I'd love to do a Google Meet at some point, certainly for the conferences. Conferences will be Google Meet. They'll be virtual, I'm quite confident at this point, unless something changes. So that's the hope there, that we can communicate, you and I, one-on-one. We can connect for 10, 15-minute kind of period, and then we move on to the next person. So it's kind of back-to-back for conferences. If you've never experienced that before, it goes fast, that's for sure. So I look forward to talking to you more there. And in the meantime, if you'd look through this email, see what you can do. Get an email response back to me if you're able to do that here in the next few days. I know it's Friday, so happy Friday. Que tengan buen fin de semana. Have a great weekend, and we'll look forward to some more sharing with you. Nos vemos. Have a good night and a good weekend.